Welcome to Travel Trailer Camping Journal, Episode 2, Forest Lakes, Arizona. Today on Travel Trailer Camping Journal, I'm going down to a trail known as 237B, and it's a trail I haven't been to in years and years. I mean, years before I even had this travel trailer here, when I was still tent camping. And I was tent camping one day over at Canyon Point Campground, and I have a legacy video on one or two trips to that campground. But one of those times, many years ago, when I was still tent camping, I took this trail. So I'm going to revisit it as a retrospective all over again. Hopefully I can enjoy it like I did the first time. I'm getting ready to drive over to Trailhead 237B. I'm at my wilderness spot on Forest Road 237 in Forest Lakes right now, so let's get going. We're on our way. We're on our way. Coming up is the electrical towers that I mentioned in one of my legacy videos that I took years ago with a small little smartphone. These electrical lines go all the way up to St. John's, Arizona, and perhaps beyond. There's a power station known as the Navajo Power Station. And there's the trail marker 237B trailhead to the right. So we need to turn to the right. Once again, I'm driving underneath those transmission lines. Past them now, and here's the trailhead. Looks like I'm the only one parked here. It's used for off-road vehicles too, so they parked our trailers here with their off-road vehicles. So I'm getting ready to get out of the truck now, and we'll take a look at the bulletin board here. It has a map of the area, so I can plan out my route. I've arrived at Trail 237B, and let's take a look at it. It goes down that way. Well, let's take a look at this little bulletin board with the roof on it here. There's 237B trailhead. So let's find where we're at right now on this map. You can see it is in the Apache-Sitgreaves National Forest, which is where I'm camping. And just a short little drive away from my campsite. So there it is, 237B trailhead. So we're like right past those transmission lines I went and drove under. So we're kind of like right about there right now. So we're going to take this eastward until we hit the Larson Canyon trail. And let's go northward on that for a while. So I'm going to get ready to hoof it down this trail now, and we'll take a little journey together. This is a different landscape than what you usually see me hiking in. 2 months ago on Sam's Jeep Packing episode 2, I was hiking in the desert, in the Great Sonoran Desert, south central Arizona. This is a completely different type of landscape and elevation in Arizona still. And we're on a geological feature known as the Mogollon Rim. And where I'm camping at, it's just about as high as you can be on the Mogollon Rim. I want you to take a look at some features here, which is quite prevalent for the National Forest of Arizona in the summertime, and that's forest fires. And here is evidence of one right here. This log was definitely burned up. We did have a forest fire here about maybe like 13, 15 years ago. It was one of the biggest ones ever in the state of Arizona. And it did come through this forest here. This could have been from a lightning strike as well. But a lot of the forest has grown back, thankfully. And I'm sure glad of that because I love this forest. Here's another. Look at this tree here. You can see the hole that it's in. That's where the root ball was. And it like burned completely. Look at that. And the rest of it you see is like gone. Let's go back on the hike. Well, I've reached a little fork, well not really a fork in, well I guess it is a fork in the road. And you can see by the sign here, let me climb up to it. Off to the right, it's Canyon Road. And it looks like you can use a little off-road four-wheel vehicles for that, because there's a little sign here for it. I believe this road or trail goes back to a private community known as Forest Lakes Estates. And we don't want to bother their privacy, so we'll just keep going north on the trail in front of us. You can see there's a lot of open space between these trees, but a lot of these trees, yeah, they show the evidence of forest fire. And there's a lot of burnt out stumps and big pieces of trees laying around out here. And it was probably much more full and more voluminous of trees here before this forest fire raced through here. But forest fire is an act of nature, and it cleans up the forest, especially the floor of it, and it opens it up. And after I'm long gone from this earth, it'll be all reborn again. Let's get back on the hike. There's another burned up tree here right in front of me. Oh, way up there. Even though forest fire is a force of nature, for me and for others, it's still a sad sight to behold. This is like 13 to 15 years afterward. Let's continue onward. In Sam's Jeep Packing episode 2, and it's on my YouTube channel, Sam's Camping Videos, I had a discussion regarding retiring. Well, I'm retired now. So this is my first outing out in the wilderness as a retired person. It feels great. I've been camping here in the Apache-Sitgreaves Forest since yesterday. I arrived yesterday late in the morning, early afternoon. And in the afternoon, I went over to that trailhead marker to see if it would be a candidate for today's hike. It was. So I got back in my truck, started it up, and I looked down toward the trail, and I saw I believe it was a family of deer running across the trail. Of course, I had no cameras with me, not even my smartphone was with me. It was back at the travel trailer. So I pulled out of that little parking lot and got back on the main forest road to go back to my campsite. And no more than 1 minute later, that same family of deer emerged from the forest and ran in front of me. So I stopped to let them go past, and they just ran on down into the forest below. I just stayed there for a minute just to follow them with my eyes. And once I got down the forest, I could see they all settled down and just started walking together as a happy family. That was nice to see. It's a beautiful day today. Sky is blue, hardly any clouds. Yesterday when I arrived around noon, the wind was so bad I couldn't put up my white pop-up shelter. It's pretty large. It's been on only one of my videos, and that was just by happenstance. But it's a nice large white shelter, and what's great about it, it only requires one person to do. It's better to have two, but only one person. But if you only got one person, because I'm here alone, you better not have no wind going on, because it will make it almost impossible to put that thing up. So I didn't put it up. So unfortunately, I'm not going to put it up, because I would be wanting to put it back down tomorrow, the afternoon before I leave the following morning, which is what I normally do. I love to camp, but I also love to come back home too. So I'm always itching to put things away as much as I can the day before, so I can get out of my campsite as soon as I can the next day. Oh, I was talking about, it's a beautiful day. Time to take a sip of water from my old school canteen. I've had this blue canteen for, I guess, 18 years now. I'm not trading it in anytime soon. I love my canteen. Well, I'm getting ready to have a little snack here. I'm getting a little bit hungry, actually. I only had like 2 hot dogs. Well, I had crispy bugles with French onion dip too. But I'm a growing boy, still am. I think I found a spot to sit down. That's right over there. I'm gonna head to it now. It's great to take a load off my feet. It's my first rest stop of this hike. I've got some homemade trail mix I made, mixed nuts, raisins, other dried fruits, and my favorite, chocolate M&Ms. Gotta wash it down though with some more water. Those nuts can be a bit dry. Time to get back on the trail. I have a self-imposed deadline to get back to my campsite later in the afternoon. Well, I spent a little bit too much time there sitting by that tree just relaxing. I got like less than 10 minutes before I got to turn back around and go back to the truck. My ears are starting to get cold now. It is late in the day. It's going on 3:30. It's 3:18 right now. And up here in the Forest Lakes, Arizona area, that's when things start to cool down. It is early spring. It can snow up here at this time. I've been in a couple of them actually camping. It can snow in April. It can be pretty warm in April. And I've had those travel trailer camping trips too. There were at a time when I did have my canopy on my trailer, and you probably noticed that there's never been one deployed for my travel trailer. Well, there's a reason why, because I did have one at one time, and long story short, it like tore off in the wind and I had to dispose of it, and I never got another one since because they cost too much. So I got that white pop-up shelter instead. But when I did have that canopy on my travel trailer, it was like 85 degrees underneath that thing just to be in the shade. When outside it was more like 75 in April. So yeah, there can be some big temperature swings from year to year up here. A lot of people have an idea that Arizona's just all desert, and it's not. You can go within about a couple hours drive to all the four seasons of America here in Arizona if you want to. And of course we have one of nature's 7 wonders of the world, and that's the Grand Canyon. Well, I'm approaching my turnaround time. Yeah, I was really liking doing this trail and talking to all of you. But it's time to go back. I've turned around now. Time to go back to my truck. We'll chat when I'm back in the cab of my truck. Having a good time here. But the battery is running out in my little sports action camera. So I have to turn off this camera and recharge the camera when I return to my travel trailer later. So until I get back to the truck and I use a different camera, talk to you later. Well, I just made it back to the truck, and the trail was nice and easy while we were going downhill, but coming back up, I had forgotten just about the altitude here. I'm not used to it. I usually take about a couple nights up here before I go on a hike like that. This time I only did like one night before I did it, and I'm feeling it right now. This area is over 7,000 feet. It may be up to 7,600 feet. But I'm back in the truck, so I'm going to drive on back to my campsite now. I've got other things I need to do, like chop some wood for the campfire tonight. So I'll talk to you later. Well, I'm out by my campfire after I came back to my campsite from the hike, and I made a nice bacon and trout dinner wrapped in aluminum foil, and I put it on my grill, and about 30 minutes later, I ate that, and then I got out here a bit late today. It was already dark, but I got my fire going. Let me show you that right now. So there's my campfire. I don't have any deadfall from the forest here. There's not really any. It's been pretty picked clean over the years. I did see plenty of deadfall on the hike, but I wasn't going to be hauling that back uphill back to the parking place where my truck was. Well, I'm filming this actually on my personal smartphone. All my other camera equipment is back in the travel trailer, and actually a lot of it is in the shower stall. I got no other place to put that stuff, that won't be in the way. I just didn't feel like hauling it out tonight. Maybe tomorrow night, if it's not too windy, I'll get some good video clips for you guys. So until then, I'll talk to you later. Well, today is a very windy day, and I had planned on having a campfire maybe, but I went down to the general store earlier this afternoon. I was told at the general store there's a red flag warning, and so that means no campfires. I did bring my little red portable campfire with me that runs on propane, but this afternoon it has been very, very windy outside and cold. I decided I'm not going outside next to a fake campfire that gives you no warmth. And the winds are so bad, they could actually blow that fire out. So I decided no campfire, no outside time tonight. I'm going to spend my time inside the trailer. So what I'm going to be doing next is making my dinner. And they're lamb loin chops. I've had these before, maybe 3 or 4 times, for both tent camping and travel trailer camping. So I'm going to show you how I prepare those and what they look like when I get them off the grill and start eating on them. They should be good. Unfortunately, I can't show you the actual grilling of them on my propane grill, which is the only grill that we're allowed to use now. We can't use charcoal grills because of the red flag warning. I fear the winds are going to topple my camera tripod. And if you've watched Sam's Jeep Packing, you've seen where I had to discuss my tripod toppling with my primary camcorder on top of it, breaking it and making it inoperable. But they're grilled just like pork chops would be on the grill, so there's really no difference there. So let's go and get these lamb chops prepared. So here are my lamb chops. There was actually 3 of them and not 2 of them. They're little tiny things. Look at my hand, my whole hand. 2 hands can cover it up. Okay, I'm just going to make this really simple, and I'm just going to use garlic salt and the original blend of Mrs. Dash. Be a little bit lighter handed this time with the Mrs. Dash. Okay, I was successful with that. And with that, as I mentioned, they are small, but I'm going to have a baked potato that I pre-baked in the microwave at home about 2 or 3 nights ago, and they'll all go out on the grill together. Well, I plated out my 3 lamb chops, and I got my baked potato on my plate here, and let me show you what that looks like. Well, here they are. First bite. Let me dig into these chops right now. Very good. does take some used to about where the heck the bones are in these things. Very, very good. Try my baked potato here. It was baked at home. Okay, let me give this a bite. I put some artificial butter because I need artificial butter. I shouldn't be having the real butter. Some of the Mrs. Dash seasoning. Some garlic salt. That's good too. Even though it's what you would call a twice baked potato. Yeah, it's very good. Oh, I got some bacon bits in it too. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up my dinner here, and I'll get back to you later tonight. I just finished my dinner, and I cleaned up my utensils, and I even took in a couple of TV episode videos. And what I usually do on my last night of my camping trip is I make Jiffy Popcorn over the campfire. Well, actually over the coals of the campfire. Well, it's a red flag night, very windy, very cold, and there's no campfire tonight to make Jiffy Popcorn. So what am I going to do with this Jiffy Popcorn I've got here, huh? Oh, I'm going to make it inside the trailer right now. So stay tuned. When I hear some sizzling sounds, I just start shaking it around and around and around. Here it goes. And there she goes. Yeah, it's got that nice buttery scent and appearance. Here's my first taste of this Jiffy Popcorn. My second taste. My third taste. I want it all. Oh, this is great. I come to the close of another great camping trip in my travel trailer. And another episode concludes of Travel Trailer Camping Journal. I had a great trip, took a great hike yesterday, and I've got some Jiffy Popcorn to dig into. So until next time, be safe, have fun. Goodbye.